We're going to look at Bitcoin charts, Ethereum charts, Cardano charts. It's a mess. If you're a crypto holder, let's face it, if you're an altcoin holder right now, it's a mess. I want to look at Ethereum and ADA really as kind of a roadmap for the short-term volatility that we're in. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. I just want to jump right into the video. And I want to start here. I want to point something out to you. I've been thinking about this chart as I'm getting ready to do this video. We've kind of marked on this chart. This is total crypto market cap. This is everything, including Bitcoin. All of these liquidation events, if you remember, we had the tariff liquidation event that just happened. All of these liquidation events over the years, over the cycles, they kind of lead into this bottoming out, right? It never really has just, we've gotten the liquidation and then we just bounce out of it, right? So liquidation and bounce out of it. It's kind of always like this kind of the liquidation and then we're just like grinding and maybe even retesting that area. And for me, right now with crypto, this is total crypto market cap. This is kind of where I think we are. We're trying to bottom out. And I don't know how long this will last. As we dig into the Ethereum and ADA charts, it actually is going to give us kind of a nice pathway forward at the very least to kind of just get an idea of how long it might last and really what to look for in terms of support and all that good stuff. But right now, it's kind of what I'm thinking about on these charts. Now, if we dig into this, I want to point something out to you. One thing to remember, and we always want to pull in different indicators into these charts. If you remember yesterday's video, we were talking about where we are in terms of fear and greed, right? And you can see we're around 38 right now in fear. And if you look back here on the last liquidation event back here in August 2024, notice where we were in terms of the fear and greed index. Right around here, we were, 31. But look at the bottoming out of even the fear and greed index. Had to go a little bit lower. Things were really just looking terrible, and that marked the bottom. So it might not be a popular thing to say, but there's a very strong possibility we're in the middle of the bottom setup, and it is a lot of fear, and there could be increasing fear as we kind of go further into this, right? And this is exactly what happened back here. Looked terrible, even back here. Looked maybe even worse, I think, in terms of fear. And then it was the bottoming out. So this is where we are right now. This is what I'm tracking. Let's go to Bitcoin. Then I want to look at Ethereum and Cardano charts. While you're scared, and I don't know if you're scared or not. I don't know. But Vivek's saying, while you're scared, whales are buying Bitcoin like never seen before. And it is happening. This is one thing that we can't ignore in terms of Bitcoin. And obviously Bitcoin dominance, which I'm going to take a glance at, just looking dominant. But I posted earlier, the one thing with Bitcoin, obviously we have this channel. We can zoom in on the daily and get a view of this channel that Bitcoin is in. The one thing on Bitcoin right now is this and I've been talking about it for months now since we've gotten the swing high out of the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. I know I keep bringing it up, but it's just like, are we going to get the throwback or not? And I posted earlier on X, I was like, if it's going to happen, can it just happen? Can we just get it over with? Can we just pull the Band-Aid off and get it over with? Don't even want to know what altcoins will be doing in that scenario. But again, even in that scenario, I just want to let you know, everybody, I'm here as a content creator. I'm bullish on the crypto space in the same sense I was here creating content in the bear market lows or the COVID swing lows or even the last bull market highs. I'm just here, right? So I'll be here for it. We'll be tracking altcoins through it and trying to manage, for me, even my risk appetite, if there's going to be accumulation, anything like that, if Bitcoin is going to fall. But right now, I'm kind of just like, are we going to get the 20-week moving average support and kind of continuation, kind of something like back here, just kind of falling into the 20-week and then going higher? Or are we going to have to do what we did in the last swing high, and that is consolidation between the 20 and the 50? Even the last swing high, that first swing high of the bull market last cycle, between the 20 and the 50. Are we going to get a move like that to the neckline? So I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just trying to continually anticipate this. And I know we've just been tracking Bitcoin literally wrapping around $95,000 or so for months now. It's almost 3 months of this happening. Go look at a daily chart right now. It is, especially in the last 2 weeks. Look at this. This is insane. I'd have to really go back and look. I don't know when we've seen just 2 weeks of absolute sideways. Finally, Bitcoin's actually kind of breaking down a little bit. Maybe we'll test this lower trend line around 90,000 again. I don't know. But that's what the short-term Bitcoin charts look like. Bitcoin dominance, 10 days, 7 hours left of the Bitcoin dominance chart. I'm just very curious how it closes within this lower high Fibonacci. Obviously, altcoins not looking good when we start zooming in on the daily chart even, right? You can just see right now, boom, nice move for Bitcoin dominance just to the upside. So something to track, I would say, continue to track would be the weekly Bitcoin dominance chart with this kind of lower high as we're getting a higher high on price. So, or on dominance, this is just gonna, all we can do is wait to see how this week plays out, how the month plays out, to really see if Bitcoin dominance is getting that bearish divergence. For sure, it's showing, and then we start falling. Let's go over to altcoins and look at Ethereum and Cardano. Before I do, this is a great time to shout out the sponsor of today's video, CoinLedger. Obviously, taxes coming up. That's a good time to talk about it. Crypto tax is done in minutes, built to save you time and maximize your refund. But what I want to talk about today, real briefly, go hit the link below and sign up with CoinLedger. Just get your taxes done quickly, efficiently, a click of buttons, hook up the exchanges and wallets. It runs a report for you. Don't stress about this stuff. But I wanted to bring up briefly, since markets are down, what is tax loss harvesting? If you sell your stocks, real estate assets, or cryptos at a profit, you'll be required to pay capital gains tax. We all know that, based on how much money you've made from the sale. Some investors choose to reduce their capital gains in a given tax year by selling some of their assets at a loss. This is called tax loss harvesting. The reason I'm bringing it up, if you go to an Ethereum chart, maybe some people bought here, right? Selling here, and this isn't advice, I'm just trying to visualize briefly what that is, tax loss harvesting. Obviously, if you bought here, you sold here, you're registering a loss, right? And that can play into your year's tax report. So you can obviously talk to your CPA about that, but CoinLedger does a great job of tracking all of these trades. And when we're down, I don't know, it could just be a strategic action to do something like that. So sign up with CoinLedger either way, get your taxes done. And thanks to CoinLedger for sponsoring today's video. Let's look at Ethereum. So again, I think I mentioned this maybe in a live stream, and I said to find what is likely to happen, explore what's likely not to happen. And I could be wrong. Ethereum might go to the 500s, the $600 range. The reason that's a range is because we have this symmetrical triangle. The target is around $500 to $600. But again, to find what's likely to happen, explore what's likely not to happen. I just don't think that's happening. We have institutions buying, we have whales buying like crazy recently, even in the dip while retail is capitulating. I just don't think we're going down to that area. But what's possible is this fake breakout, the busted pattern, right? And this might be in an environment where Bitcoin's falling to that neckline. Things are just terrible. Altcoins are looking terrible. There would be so much fear if this happened, even just the busted pattern, right? If Ethereum's going to $2,000, say. But before we even get there, what I am tracking is very simply, if we go to the Ethereum daily chart, it's kind of like what we just looked at on the total crypto market cap chart. After we get capitulation, just waiting for markets to bottom, right? And I don't know how long it will take. This is how long it took in August 2024, the high fear environment, the liquidations that was happening. For Ethereum to really bounce out of it was a few months, right? 93 days or so. I don't know if it will take that long this time, but the concept is the same. And that is to say, it's just, we had our capitulation, but kind of bounced out of it. And then we had to revisit even the capitulation area, right? So is that something that's going to happen? Capitulation? Are we going to revisit the capitulation area? For me, maybe we do. We kind of go into this wick a little bit and we fall. But for me right now, it's very simple. We can obviously use this lower trend line of the massive symmetrical triangle, but I just really like Fibonacci's in this aspect, right? Swing low of the wick. So far, kind of this, I don't know if you want to take the swing high from here or here, but very clearly we have kind of this swing high wick of resistance around 2,800. And it's kind of like maybe Ethereum has to revisit the higher low range, the Fibonacci range, part of the bottoming out. Maybe it's now in the next couple of days. Maybe it's beginning of March. I don't know. And Ethereum's testing $2,300 at the 786. And it's just a brutal bottoming out scenario. And there's our kind of busted pattern we were talking about. That could be in play. To kind of break that being in play, the only thing that I'm sitting here waiting for to the upside would be breaking moving averages, right? So we see the resistance, 20-day moving average, not even broken above that area right now. So Ethereum needs to break above like $2,800 to even start talking about the reversal finally starting to happen. 200-day moving average around 29. The 50-day moving average around 3,100. Ethereum needs to make a break above those areas and we can really start talking about the reversal, right? Otherwise, I think it's just best to anticipate just pain, consolidation. But if you zoom out on the Ethereum chart, this could be, in a high fear environment, a very nice setup for the continuation for a bull market like we've never seen. The fear in this move right now in crypto, I think, is like something we've never seen. And ADA is a very similar story right now. You go to the ADA chart and you can see just a very similar setup, right? The capitulation happened, 50 cents, the beginning of February. And now we kind of quickly bounced out, fallen back down, and then we're bouncing back up to the 20-day. There's a 20-day, very similar to Ethereum, 20-day resistance, and we're falling again. Right now it's a red daily candle. So for Cardano, right? Maybe we have a couple Fibonacci's we can kind of take a look at if we want. Previous swing low to swing high is a little bit better structure on this ADA chart. Short-term support I'd watch for Cardano, 71 cents down to around 68 cents, where it's just looking terrible for Cardano, right? And then all of a sudden it's bottoming out there, right? And it's bouncing back up to test moving averages. But the 50-day moving average for Cardano right now is around 91 cents. So to really start talking about reversals for Cardano, we need to get back above that area. Be surprised. On all these charts, it could happen fast, but similar to Ethereum, are we going to have kind of just this long-standing, bottoming out, brutal sideways type of move for Cardano? And that's something we need to anticipate. Swing low of the capitulation to swing high. We have a more volatile Fibonacci around 63 cents to around 58 cents. That could be the bottoming out area for Cardano if these markets are going to just absolutely test our patience. But either way, high fear environment. I think we should zoom out on what's going on with crypto right now. I think there's a lot of things happening. I just posted about ETH and ADA. I said ETH and ADA are setting up, and this might be a couple months. It might be a week. I don't know how long it will take. ETH and ADA are setting up. I think they'll have an incredible bounce. I do. When they bounce, I think it's going to be strong. I think Cardano will flip Solana. I think we're entering just kind of the new era of crypto, number one. But eventually, I think we will enter the next stage of the bull market. So I realize it's brutal out there, everybody. This bull market, it is absolutely diverging from what we've seen before. But I don't think this is a long-term, macro bearish, crypto's over type of scenario. I think it's actually the exact opposite as we see institutions, whales accumulate, and really global governments racing to get into Bitcoin. So let's see what happens. Just going to keep tracking this with y'all. If you're out there, please, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.